back in New Hampshire, where she did beat Barack Obama, but in the town of Unity, where they divided the vote equally.
Hello, New Hampshire! Well, Unity is not only a beautiful place, as we can see, it's a wonderful feeling, isn't it? And I know what we start here in this field in Unity will end on the steps of the Capitol when Barack Obama takes the oath of office as our next president. It is wonderful to be here with all of you. I want to thank Ken Hall for welcoming us and encourage everybody to support the Kiwanis. There we go. I want to recognize and thank the two members of Congress from here in New Hampshire, Paul Hodes and Carol Shea Porter. And, of course, your great governor, Governor Lynch, and his wonderful wife, Dr. Susan Lynch. I expect that each of those wonderful public officials will be reelected overwhelmingly come November. Thanks to the hard work by Democratic Party Chair Ray Buckley and all of the team that's working with him. And I hope that you will send your former governor, Jeanne Shaheen, to represent you in the United States Senate. Senator Obama, when he becomes president, is going to need more Democratic senators, and Jeanne Shaheen will lead the charge. I want to thank Chip Baldwin, the principal of Unity Elementary School, your pre-programmed band, the Pop Gun 7, and to all of the people who have come here to Unity to be with Barack and me. And it is a great pleasure and honor. As I have said many times, New Hampshire has a special place in my heart. And I'm here today to ensure that come November, New Hampshire will have a special place in Barack Obama's heart as well. A year and a half ago, Barack and I each began a journey to make history and to remake America. Journeys that took us from one end of this great, diverse country of ours to the other, to big cities and small towns, to homes and schools, to businesses, churches, and union halls, and into the lives of millions and millions of Americans who love this country, refuse to give up on our promise, and are determined and ready for change. Now, I don't think it's at all unknown among this audience that this was a hard-fought primary campaign. We have traversed America, making our case to the American people. We have gone toe-to-toe in this hard-fought primary. But today and every day going forward, we stand shoulder to shoulder for the ideals we share, the values we cherish, and the country we love. We may have started on separate paths, but today our paths have merged. Today, our hearts are set on the same destination for America. Today, we are coming together for the same goal: to elect Barack Obama as the next President of the United States. I was honored to be in this race with Barack, and I am proud that we had a spirited dialogue. That was the nicest way I could think of phrasing it. But it was spirited because we both care so much. And so do our supporters, each and every one of you. And I am so proud and privileged today, here in Unity, to help bring together the 36 million Americans who supported us to create an unstoppable force for change we can all believe in. Now, Senator McCain and the Republicans may have hoped that we wouldn't join forces like this. They may have wished that we wouldn't stand united to fight this battle with everything we've got. But I've got news for them. We are one party. We are one America. And we are not going to rest until we take back our country and put it once again on the path to peace, prosperity, and progress in the 21st century. I know Senator Obama. I've served with him in the Senate for 4 years. I campaigned with and against him for lots of months. I have stood or sat on a stage in, I lost count, but I think 22 debates. So I've had a front row seat to his candidacy. And I've seen his strength and determination, his grace and his grit. And in his own life, Barack Obama has lived the American dream. As a community organizer, as a state senator, and now as a United States senator, he has dedicated himself to ensuring that the dream is within reach of all of our people. That's why both of us were in this race, because we believe in the old-fashioned idea that public service is about helping people, helping them solve their problems and live out their own dreams. Because we've had every opportunity and blessing in our own lives, and we want the same for every American. That we do not want to see our country continue on a path where people feel that their government doesn't work and their president doesn't care. We want, once again, to make sure that every American is seen. There are no invisible Americans. That the trials and troubles that fall to each of us during a lifetime are ones that are recognized and shared, and that a helping hand is there when it's needed. This has been my life's work, and it was the purpose of my campaign. And the way to continue that fight, to accomplish the goals that we all care about and stand for, is to take our passion, our energy, and our strength and do everything we can to elect Barack Obama the next president of the United States. been involved in politics and public life in one way or another for... I've been involved in politics and public life in one way or another for 4 decades. Now, this is the moment when someone is supposed to yell, "I don't believe it." Yeah, I don't believe it. Thank you, bro.
I don't believe it.
And during those years, our country has voted 10 times to elect a president. And Democrats won only 3 of those times. It's true, isn't it hard to believe? And think of the progress that we have not made. Think of the problems that have only gotten worse. I'm very proud that 2 of those 3 times was somebody I know quite well. And during the 1990s, under a Democratic president, we had a flourishing economy, a nation at peace, America's leadership respected around the world. A Democratic president is absolutely essential for America once again to fulfill the purpose of America, to move toward that more perfect union, to make that progress that ensures every generation to come will have the same opportunities and blessings that we have taken for granted. When we think about the lost opportunities and the damage that has been done during the past 7.5 years on the environment and the economy, on health care and civil rights, on education, foreign policy, and the Supreme Court, imagine how far we could have come had we had a Democrat in the White House. So that little history aside is really to make a very serious point. We cannot let this moment slip away. We must affirm our commitment to making sure that we have a Democratic president come next January. And in this town, where when the polls closed and the ballots were counted, Barack got 107 votes, and I got 107 votes. But both Barack and I know that those votes were not just for us. Each vote cast was a prayer for our nation, a declaration of your dreams for your children, a reflection of your desire to chart a new course for our nation. Each of those votes was truly a vote of confidence in the American dream, a vote for an economy where your hard work is rewarded, an economy that lifts all of our families and ensures that prosperity is shared. Each vote was an affirmation of a fundamental moral principle that in the richest nation on earth, no father should have to choose between health care for himself and his children, and no mother should be stuck in a dead-end job just to keep her family's insurance. Each vote was a commitment to an America defined by deep and meaningful equality. An America where we reach beyond the boundaries of color and creed, gender and geography, and embrace all of our people. Each vote was a reflection of your belief that America can once again lead the world by our values, values that have shaped the aspirations of tens of millions across the globe, across generations, and has always been the source of our deepest strength. These are the goals we share. These are the ideals we believe in. These are the hopes for our future, and this is the work that we look forward to. The truth is that in this election, we face an opponent with a very different vision of America. Now, Barack and I both have a great deal of respect for Senator McCain and his heroic service to our nation. But in the end, after 8 devastating years under President Bush, Senator McCain is simply offering 4 years more. He sees right-wing judges appointed to the Supreme Court and says, why not a few more? He sees billions of dollars in corporate tax cuts exploding our deficit and says, why not billions more? He sees 5 long years in Iraq, and he's willing to stay for years, even decades more. In the end, Senator McCain and President Bush are like 2 sides of the same coin, and it doesn't amount to a whole lot of change. So here's the choice in this election. If you like the direction America is going, then vote for Senator McCain, because you'll definitely get more of the same. But if you think we need a new course, a new agenda, then vote for Barack Obama and you will get the change that you and we need and deserve. And to anyone who voted for me and is now considering not voting or voting for Senator McCain, I strongly urge you to reconsider. I urge you to remember who we are standing for in this election. We are standing for the single mother with a young daughter, juggling school and work, who told me, I'm doing it all to better myself for her. We're standing for the woman who grabbed my hand and asked me, what are you going to make sure you do? So I have health care, and began to cry because even though she works 3 jobs, she can't afford insurance. We're standing for the young man in the Marine Corps T-shirt who waited months for medical care and said, take care of my buddies. A lot of them are still over there. And then will you please take care of me? We're standing for all of those who lost jobs and health care, who can't afford gas or groceries, who felt invisible to this president. And that's why I'm standing with Senator Obama today, because I know he'll work for you, he'll fight for you, and he'll stand up for you every single day in the White House. Because I know he'll be a leader who invests in our people and helps us seize the promise of new leadership and restored reputation around the world. Because I know he'll be a commander-in-chief who will never hesitate to use force when necessary, but never shrink from using diplomacy whenever possible. I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll stand with me. I hope you'll work as hard for Senator Obama as many of you did for me. You know, a little while back, a woman handed me a photograph of her father as a young soldier. This very young man in his uniform was standing at attention as President Truman presented him the Medal of Honor, the highest award that is given for military service. During World War II, he had risked his life on a daring mission to drive back the enemy and protect his fellow soldiers. In the corner of that photo, in shaky handwriting, this brave veteran had written simply, to Hillary Clinton, keep fighting for us. So to that American hero, and to all of you, I want you to know that's exactly what I'm going to do. That is why I'm standing here with Senator Obama. That is why I will be working hard for his election. That is why I will be fighting to change the direction of this country and once again give it back to the people. It has been the honor and privilege of my life to compete for the presidency of the United States, to meet the people who have invested so much of your time, your money, your heart, your soul into this election, and to know what a great and good country this is. And I believe with all my heart that this election is one of the most important in our nation's history. We've had